brand new business, startup. It's exciting. It's all of the things that every small business goes through, especially businesses in the beauty industry. Often the motivator to get your own place, to work on your own. There's things, you have a creative vision, absolutely. But I hear it very, very, very often, more often than I like to hear, but most of the time, they are providing an answer to a toxic work environment. So they're not happy where they are. People that they're working with are not happy where they are. And they put their heads together and they take on some risk and they create their own space. What happens very often is egos are involved. And even though you have every good intention, that same behavior trickles into the new business. So it's very important to stop that right at the threshold. And the best way to stop that, the best way to be able to stay positive and be an owner that gets to remain inspired, be an owner that doesn't have to respond to things emotionally, be somebody who is able to lead. And the best thing you can do is a little tool called a handbook. When you have your plan, when you have your vision, when you go through those things early on with your team, and those things are outlined in writing and agreed upon, as months go by, as things are happening, if people they forget, and grass is greener on the other side. So even though they came over with all these great intentions, the fact is, if you're not watering that grass, you're going to start looking back to where you used to be, or you're going to start, and it's going to be again, it's this domino effect. It's like one beauty-based business is an owner, they tick people off. Some of those people go, they have their own business. They tick people off. They go have their own business, and it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes like this. And it's like, how do you stop that cycle? What do? A handbook allows you to bring your team back and say, okay, you know what? I know you're feeling that way, or I know you might see it this way, but let's go back to our handbook and what we agreed upon. This is how we decided we would handle these situations. It empowers you. It's not emotional. Establish the rules right from the beginning. When you establish the rules, aka the handbook, right from the beginning, it just nips things in the bud. And this also relates back to me preaching about software. If you have software, then your handbook's actually supported. So those two things go hand in hand. Now, if you throw in the communication binder, that little tutorial that's coming, well, you just have a crystal stamped business. Very happy with that.